Hey, if you're looking for your Stanley, darling, he's not in here.
No, so I see. I just thought he might have popped in on his way home from work.
From where?
Work?
Yeah, that's what I thought you said, but when you applied to your Stanley, it doesn't seem to fit.
Can I have a pie and a light ale to take out, please?
Oh, heck, he's going to be hungry when he does get home. Your Stan. Only one pie.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah, what am I thinking of? Make it 2 pies, please, and 2 light ales.
Let him starve, he's not worth bothering about. Get round to Inkerman Street, get yourself a bit of spare.
That's an idea. Can I have some 2-penny pieces in my change?
He's talking about Inkerman Street. There's a young fella there been left with 3 kids. She just upped, walked out. 27, Hilda. Not 19. Now to do with your Stan.
That's what you want to do, Hilda. Leave him.
Yeah, give it a bash, Hilda. Everybody else is these days.
Knowing your Stan, I bet he won't notice for a week.
No, I don't suppose he would he? Thank you. Oh, hello. I wonder if you could help me. I'm ringing Weatherfield 4261. Only when it makes the noise where you put your money in, I put the money in like it says, but it goes on making the noise. I've done it 3 times so far. Well, it's hardly a case of being reconnected, is it? I haven't been connected at all yet. No, you see, I'm trying to ring the hospital, Weatherfield General, to make inquiries about my husband. Oh, would you? Oh, I'd be very grateful. And I have put 3 tuppences in already, honest. Oh, thank you. Oh, hello. Could I have the part where they bring in the accident cases and such like? Oh, you can? Oh, well, it's about a Mr. Stanley Ogden. Yes, I was wondering if he'd been brought in. Oh, well, any time since yesterday dinner. Oh, he hasn't. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Come home, Stan.
Message from Elsie, Mrs. Ogden. What message? Same as yesterday, actually. If Mr. Ogden doesn't come and clean our windows today, Corporation will be knocking us down thinking we're derelict property.
Look, I've told her, I'll tell him.
Yeah, but will he come?
Well, how should I know?
You are his wife, Mrs. Ogden. You should know all about his activities and movements. That's a wife's job. Stops him getting into trouble like men do. Because they're not like us, are they? They never grow up, for one thing.
How about?
Yeah?
Well, I mean, he's not likely to be poised on a cliff top somewhere, shredding a rose and muttering, she loves me not.
I doubt it, no.
Yeah, well, don't say I didn't try. I'll send an officer in to take his name and that, and I'll tell the lads to keep their eyes open. But that's about as much as we can do, I'm afraid. I mean, we can't alert Interpol over a missing 54-year-old self-employed window cleaner. I mean, they're looking for bank robbers and international terrorists. Not with all that much success either. Something does spring to mind, Mrs.
Ogden, Mrs. Ogden.
Cherchez la femme, as our common market cousins say.
Huh?
Another woman, love. Could somebody else be warming his slippers for him? It happens. Well, there again, not often to 54-year-old self-employed window cleaners.
Another woman.
Hey, aren't you?
Morning.
You're not after that flaming husband of yours again, are you?
Oh, no, I was just passing.
Well, it's more sensible to come round here, because if I as much as catch a smell of him, I'll pulverise him. His calling days at number 19 are over. You tell him that.
Two pints, Len. Ta. Now, what were it, Hilda?
Just a light air to take out, please.
Right.
Have you managed to get a message to your husband yet?
Oh, yeah, I have.
Well, I haven't seen him, have you?
Haven't you?
No, I haven't. And another day you won't be able to see the curtains through my windows.
How does he do it, Hilda?
What?
Well, run a window cleaning business without actually cleaning any windows. I mean, he's cracked it, hasn't he? He don't need to change base metal into gold or even run a bingo hall.
He does clean windows.
Not many, love.
And he managed to booze himself to death every day and all.
And where is he now, with the flying horse?
I've heard he started using cocktail bar at Midland.
I know there's all dressed up to go with him.
What I would like to know is where Mrs. Ogden was this morning.
Well, you weren't doing your work properly here, love.
Hilda. Hilda, come along, dear. I'm sorry. I didn't know you. Come on.
What am I going to do, Mrs. Walker?
You're going to have a cup of tea and calm yourself.
He's gone for good, I know he has.
Now, Hilda, please.
Well, he must have done. I mean, why else?
Now, why should you think that, Hilda? I mean, Mr. Ogden, if he's nothing else, is a home bird. If not in the geographical sense, then in the domestic. Hilda.
Oh, we had a big row. Harsh words was exchanged, especially by me, and... Oh, but I'd cut my tongue out, Mrs. Walker, if it'd only bring him back, I would, honest.
How long has he been gone?
3 days.
You haven't heard anything?
No, not a word.
Well, have you checked the places he might have gone to, dear? Your Travers, for instance.
Oh, he wouldn't have gone there. They're away on holiday in Madeira.
Madeira? Really? Has he any other friends, relatives?
Well, none as I know of.
I suppose he could have been taken ill or had an accident.
Well, I rung the infirmary, and this morning I went down to the police.
Well, there you are. They'll find him in a jiffy.
I don't think so. They didn't hold out much hope. Like they said, it's a free country, and he's a grown fella. He can go anywhere he chooses.
Well, I must say, I think that's a very cavalier attitude to take. Now, you drink your tea, dear, and I'll get on to the police. I have friends in high places. Now, you're not to worry yourself, Mrs. Ogden, understood?
Do my best, Mrs. Walker.
Mr. Ogden will be back as sure as God made little apples.
Yeah.
Oh, just a minute. Now, put a drop of that in your tea if you're feeling very low.
Thanks very much, Mrs. Walker. You've been very kind. I'm sorry I made an exhibition of myself.
Think nothing of it. Locked, dear?
Oh, no. No, I haven't locked it since Stan... Well, since he went, you know, he didn't take his key with him.
I understand. Haven't had any word, then?
No, nothing.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, I don't know where to turn anymore, Mrs. Walker. I mean, I've been to the police and I've tried all the hospitals.
Now, dear, you mustn't distress yourself.
Well, I can't help it. I mean, I keep wondering if he's... Well, if he's done something, you know. I mean, he could be lying somewhere. I didn't mean to be hard on him, but... Well, perhaps he went out and... Well, he might have done.
No. If there's one thing I'm sure of, dear, it's that Mr. Ogden hasn't done anything to injure himself.
Don't you think?
I'm quite positive. Not the type. How shall I put it? Mr. Ogden is a great survivor. I'm sure of that.
Oh, I hope you're right.
Oh, I am. He'll turn up, and all this will just seem like a bad dream. By the way, I've not taken anyone into our confidence. Nobody knows outside these four walls.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Walker. At least I can still hold my head up round here.
Indeed, you can. Now, love, I know how you're feeling, and that's partly why I'm here. But you must carry on in the normal way. You must follow your usual routine. Now, you didn't come into the Rovers this morning.
No, well, I couldn't bring myself to bother Mrs. Walker.
No, but it's important that you should. You see, everybody looks to you to do the same thing, and if you bury yourself here, well, they're going to wonder why. Now, I suggest that you come into the Rovers later this morning and do your cleaning in the usual way.
Yeah, I will. Do you know, I feel a bit more cheerful for talking to you.
And you must keep your strength up. You had any breakfast?
Well, no, I've not been bothering to buy in.
Well, then that's the first thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I will.
Morning, Mrs. Ogden. Stranger.
How'd you make that?
Well, you weren't in yesterday, and you hardly let a day go by without popping in for something.
No, well, I have got other things to do, you know. Give us one of them barn cakes. Oh, and, yeah, a tin of beans.
Large economy?
Yeah, no, one of the small ones.
What's to do? Your Stan loves these. How are you putting him on a diet?
Yeah, well, that's what it is, you see. Weight watching. Will you reckon us up?
Well, it doesn't take much reckoning, Hilda. 14p, please.
Oh,
Morning.
Thanks, love. Morning, Al.
Morning.
Oh, hey, where's your Stan these days? Don't see him about lately.
Am you?
He's not poorly, is he?
Oh, Stan? No, is he acts like he's in the pink? Onto me out, Kenneth.
Oh, right, Hilda, no thanks. No, I can manage. It's just Uncle Albert using me as a skivvy.
Well, you've only to say, you know that.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll bear it in mind. Actually, it's the ironing that drives me mad.
Oh, yeah, rotten job ironing. Kenneth, you know about a lot of things, don't you? I mean, out of the way things like. Well, I was wondering if you could help me settle a bit of an argument.
Oh, give me a try.
Well, I was wondering. Oh, well, actually, it's this friend of mine. She were wondering how you could, well, I mean, if somebody was to go missing, how would you go about it?
How would you go about what?
Finding them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, well, she didn't know who to ask, you see.
This friend of yours?
Yes, and I said you'd probably have some idea.
Well, I think she ought to go to the police.
Oh. Yeah, well, I think she has tried them, but they wasn't able to help very much.
Well, in that case, the only thing I can think of for this friend of yours is the Salvation Army.
Sally Army? What's it to do with them? Oh, no, I don't think she'd like all that hymn singing. And...
It's got nothing to do with him singing, Hilda. They're very good. They have this organisation for tracing missing people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you tell your friend that I think that's the best thing she could do.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. She'll be very, very grateful. Thank you.
Salt and vinegar, love, please. 31p, dear. We'll find a parking for your fees. What was yours, love? You what? Mr. Crabtree, somebody for you.
Well, I'm begging you, Stan Ogden. Hey, what are you doing here? My brother-in-law, Edie, you know, our Hilda's husband. You've heard me talk of my sister over in Weatherfield.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what a surprise, Stan Ogden. How are you, lad?
Hello.
Excuse the hands, a bit dirty, but... Well. You're all right, are you, lad? You're not ill, are you?
I'm jiggered, and I'm hungry. Mad hungry. Only thinking your fish and chips kept me going the last few miles.
Give over. It's only 3 miles from here to Weatherfield. Any road. What do you want to walk for? Bus goes right past.
I haven't come from there, have I? I'm so hungry, my belly feels my throat's cut.
She's all right, is she, our Hilda?
Oh, as she were, yeah.
Oh, good. For a moment I thought you'd brought some bad news because, you know, we don't often see you over here.
He used to do some nice puddings. Little dent in the top where the gravy sort of gathered, you know.
We don't do puddings at dinner, love. Only supper.
No puddings.
Do you know what? It must be 5 years. No, it's more than that. It's about 7 years since you were over here, Stan.
He did a good fish, too.
You going to have some dinner with us then, lad?
You're a good lad, Norman. One of the best in the family. I always said you were. Give us a fish rub and double chips and back to peas, huh? Swatting.
Surely it gives the number, Mrs. Ogden.
Yeah, well, there's such a lot of numbers, Mrs. Walker. I don't know which one to go for.
I see. Salvation Army, public relations, donations, enquiries, legacies. Yes, I would try that one.
Yeah, right. Do you know, I hope I'm doing the right thing.
Now, dear, you can't lose anything by trying, and they might find him.
Yeah. You know, he's never been much of a one for their hymn singing and marching and that. But he has bought a paper off them in a pub from time to time. Oh, hello? Oh, I want to report a missing person. I believe you handle that kind of thing. Oh, yes, I'll hold on. Hello? Oh, yes, I was just telling the other person it's about a missing husband. Stanley Ogden, he's called. Yeah, we've been married 30 years, so I can give you a very good description. He's well-made, very good-looking man. Pardon? Oh, I see. Yes, that would be best. Yeah, well, it's Ogden, Mrs. Ogden, 13 Coronation Street, Weatherfield. Yes. Oh, thank you very much.
Can they help?
Well, they're going to send me this form to fill in all about Stan. They have to have that, they said.
Right, now, if you want any help with it, you've only to say.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Walker. It'll be mostly his description and everything, I expect, you know. And then they send it out to all their places and put it in their paper, you know, the war cry. Oh, just think. He could be sitting in a pub somewhere, and a Sally Army lass comes in with a bundle, and he buys one off her, and he's in it. Oh, Stan.
No, don't give way, dear. Wherever he is, the Salvation Army have the most wonderful reputation for helping people in disastrous circumstances.
Here, Alan.
Oh, thanks, love. Smashing.
It's like this every dinner time. We're mowed out here. Mind you, not grumbling. Hey, thought you'd had one dinner.
Oh, he's hungry, Mr. Crabtree.
See that, Edie?
Smashing pies, these, Norman.
Oh, we don't throw them away, you know. We warm them up again for supper time. Anyway, listen, now that we've got a bit of peace and quiet, what's all this about our Hilda?
You know what she's like? You're her brother.
I know what she's like, but you ought to be used to it by now.
Slung me out, didn't she? Slung me out. Something inside me snapped.
Oh, I think that's awful. No way to treat your husband, is it?
You wouldn't treat your husband like that, would you?
I would not, if there was one.
Oh, I see. Not attached like that.
Here, have you and our Hilda had a row, then?
No row at all. Not as far as I'm concerned. Just get out, and stay out.
Ah, but that was a week back.
Ah.
Well, where have you been since then?
He was telling me all about it while you were chipping, Mr. Crabtree.
Don't keep calling me Mr. Crabtree, Edie. It's all right in front of Stan.
You said I wasn't to call you Norman in front of people.
In front of customers. Stan's different. He's family. Well, in a way.
That's right, Norman. I'm family.
Now, listen here. What's happened then since
He
you and
was
Hilda...
telling me, Norman, he's been wandering all over. Up to Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Yeah, Penrith and all round there.
Oh, Penrith.
And he got back down here by hitching lifts. He's had to walk most of the way. Oh, he's had it really rough. Well, you can tell.
Well, what are your plans now like? I mean, are you on your way back home to make it up without Hilda?
And my eggers like. I thought I could stay here.
Here? You mean, like, here?
Well, you're on your own, aren't you? Unless...
Oh, no. I live round corner.
Well, you know me, an old soldier. I'll pick in anywhere. And don't forget, Norman, I'm family. I'll tell you one thing. You make a smashing chip.
Hello there, Mrs. O. How's tricks?
Oh, it's you.
Large as life and twice as good looking. In half a bit nippy on the back of a motorbike on the East Lancs. Puts a real sharpener on your appetite. Just doing tea, are you?
You're back from Liverpool, then. I thought you was planning on stopping there.
Well, I was planning on doing a few good turns. The snag is, there's a lot of jealousy about. I don't know whether you find that. There's a few fellas over there got it in for me. So I thought, what the hell, let them get on with it.
See Stan, did you, while he was over there?
Stan? Didn't know he was over there.
Well, over that way, towards there, like.
Ah. Where is he now? I know he's not out on his round.
How do you know? Who told you that?
Well, his cart's in the yard, isn't he? I mean, stands to reason he's not doing the windows with his cart in the yard.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's away just now. He does a bit of lorry driving from time to time, you know.
Ah, well, bigger helpings for us, eh, Mrs. O?
Oh, you can't stay here, Eddie. Not with Stan away. People might talk.
Aye?
Well, it doesn't do, does it? You being here while I'm on my own.
Yeah, but if I'm here, you're not on your own, are you?
Oh, no, you'll have to go, Eddie. I mean, it's different when Stan's here, but, well, a woman has to protect her good name, you know. I'm sorry, but there it is.
You mean it, don't you?
Well, of course I blame mean it. When I say something, I'm not just moving my mouth around, you know. No, you can see how I'm fixed, Eddie. Like I say, I'm not throwing you out for good, just while Stan's up.
You got a good action, Norman.
I could do with a bit of a lift here, Stan. Why don't you have a go with this?
I'd love to, but you see, two of my fingers get in your fish pan. Your customers won't like it, will they? And I've got to watch these, you know. They're my living.
Like one of them violinists.
Eh?
You know, that UD men genuine, you know. He's got to be very careful of his hands.
Like window cleaners.
You've got powerful hands and fingers, I've noticed that.
How about using those powerful hands and fingers, Stan, and go and get us a bag of spuds from the back room?
If I lift a bag of spuds for you and do me back in, I'll be in bed upstairs there for a month, won't I? That'll be my bad luck, won't it?
Never mind, I'll go and get them myself. I don't know, I asked you to do something you don't want to bother about.
Hey, he's doing puddings.
We always do for supper trade.
Hope he's doing enough. Look, keep two for me, will you? Or better still, make it three for the topper.
Here, Stan, how about giving our Hilda a ring? Let her know you're all right.
Oh, there's no worries. You can wait.
Stan, have I been awkward with you? Have I grumbled about you staying here? All I'm saying is, why don't you ring our Hilda?
Oh, well, you put it like that, I'll phone. Have you got a phone?
No, nearest one's at Gardener's Arms.
Oh, well, I can nip down there, can't I?
It's like talking to yourself trying to get a drink in here tonight.
Am I allowed to get this, Mrs. Walker?
If you would be so kind.
Hello, Rover's return. Hello, Stan. You what? No, she's not at the moment. You what? Oh, why can't you tell her yourself? Oh, well, where are you? Oh, see. All right, then. Stan Ogden, will I tell Hilda he's all right?
Where is it ringing from?
He didn't say, just said, will I tell Hilda he's all right?
It's funny that, but have you seen Stan around lately? Because I haven't.
No, I haven't. Oh, Hilda is now.
Oh, hello, Hilda, love. I've got a message for you.
Oh, yeah?
Stan rung up.
Stan?
Yeah.
Did he say where he was?
No, he didn't, don't you know?
Well, did he sound like he was all right?
That's what he said. Tell Hilda I'm all right, that were it.
Oh. Nothing else?
No.
Is that all?
I said.
Oh.
Is anything wrong, Hilda, you know, with Stan?
No, what could there be? Come on, Hilda, what's all this about? Anybody would think Stan had run off and left you.
Left me? Oh, don't be so daft. Excuse me.
Hey, I think you just hit the nail on the head.
I'm sure I did.
Yes.
Very much, Rita, for that encouragement and support. Now, here's the lady who can give you all the advice you need on independence, eh, Hilda?
How'd you make that up?
Well, young Mavis here, she's wanting to do her own thing. Like you know.
Can I have a small packet of paper hankies, please, if it's no trouble?
Oh, it's no trouble. I mean, the aristocracy have separate bedrooms, Ogdens have separate residences. I mean, if that isn't flying the flag of independence, what is?
5p.
Hey, Hilda, I'm not criticising. I'm admiring you. I mean, I think you've cracked it. It's the only way to run a marriage, in my opinion.
I still think he should have spoke to her personal. I mean, what's the point in giving her a ring if he didn't talk to her?
Shut up, he'll hear you.
I want him to hear me. Hey, Stan, why did you talk to our Hilda on the phone then?
I phoned her over. She wasn't there, was she? I can't phone her at home. We haven't got a phone at all.
No, he did tell you, Norman. He had to phone home.
He could have left a message, couldn't he?
I left a message.
I only to say you were all right. You didn't say where you were and when you'd be coming back.
Look, she knows I'll be home sooner or later. She knows I'm fitting well, so she won't fret.
Aye, but how soon is sooner or later?
As soon as I make up my mind that she's learnt her lesson.
You're a hard man, Stanley.
Oh, he's not. After all, she did give him a rough time.
We only got his word for that.
She's your sister, chum.
Listen, our Hilda's got her good points.
Everybody has their good points, Norman. Look at you.
In what respect?
Well, I mean, taking Stan in like this and giving him food and shelter when he most needs it. You're a kind, warm-hearted person, ain't he, Stan?
Pure gold.
Now, take it easy with that squirter. That costs money, does that stuff?
I'm sorry to trouble you, but I'm a bit of a fool when it comes to filling in forms. Mrs. Walker did say she'd help me, but she's been that busy.
Let's have a look.
It's what they sent me from the Sally Army. It's printed.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they must have to send hundreds out. I mean, there's a lot of people go missing, isn't there?
Yeah, there probably is, love, yeah.
I never thought my Stan would be one of them.
No, well, that's it, isn't it? You never think it's going to happen to you. Anyway, let's have a shufty, eh? Husband's personal particulars. You'll be able to do that all right. Oh, you have done,
yeah,
yes. National
yeah.
insurance number, colour of hair, height, complexion, all that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
but how about, would he be easily identified? Now, he would to me. I'd pick him out in 1,000, but, well, would he stand out to anybody else, do you think?
Well, not really, no. I mean, he's overweight, isn't he? But so are lots of fellas, aren't they? Let's see. Date of marriage. Name and age of children.
Yeah,
You've
done
done
that.
that, yeah. Is there a court order for maintenance?
Oh, no. No, nothing like that, never.
Well, they only want to know yes or no, so we put no to that, don't
Yeah.
we? Yeah. How much in arrears?
No.
Well, of course, we put no to that as well. You've done that. You've done that. Assumed reason for going away.
Well, to get away from me, I suppose.
Yeah. If thought or known to be accompanied, name and previous address of companion.
Oh, no, there's nobody with him. No, he went out in a huff and I'll flame and strangle him when I get him back, but wherever he is, he's by himself. That I will vouch for. No, put, no other female involved.
Thanks for bringing this in.
Oh, it were no bother. Had me shopping to do anyway. Have you got enough chips there?
Edie,
Come in.
customer here needs serving.
Yeah, I'm coming. Soon as we're quiet, I'll make you a nice hot cup of tea. I've got a little treat laid on for you now.
Oh, eh?
I fetch you an almond slice. Well, you mentioned as how you was partial to an almond slice after your dinner.
I'm not used to being coddled like this, you know.
Oh, I can tell that, Stan. I could tell the minute you walked in here. He's not been looked after proper, I thought.
Edie,
Come in.
come on, you can finish off yourself and get him to give you a hand, right? It won't hurt him to get off his backside.
Well, where will you be?
I'm going out for an hour.
Can't it wait?
No, it can't wait. I've had all I can take of him. I'm up to here with him.
How could you? How could
Would you let me go through what I have and not do nothing about it?
I have done something about it, I'm here, haven't I?
Do you know how many sleepless nights I've had since he disappeared? Have you got the faintest inkling of what it's been like?
Well, he did telephone, didn't he?
Oh, aye, yeah. Last night.
Ah, well, it was me that told him to telephone to let you know he was okay.
Very thoughtful of you. But what you should have done if you'd had half of consideration for me, your sister, would have been to turn him round and march him straight back home the minute he landed on your doorstep.
He ain't been with me all the time. He'd been up to Carlisle and Lord knows where else since. Anyway, the condition he was in when he arrived, no one would have turned him away.
No. Well, happen you did what you thought was best. You always was soft-hearted, even as a kid. Crying your eyes out when I dropped my clog on your pet toad. Still, you might have let us know.
Listen, I reckon it was his business to do that. I mean, I didn't want to get mixed up in the middle of it. I still don't.
But you are here now.
Aye, well, it's gone on long enough, that's why. I mean, he's missing you. He's pining to come home, Hilda.
Well, I don't see no padlocks on doors.
Oh, well, you threw him out, didn't you?
It's not the first time I've told him to sling his hook.
Aye, but it's the first time he's done it, isn't it? I mean, you obviously hurt him very deeply.
And what about me? Wasn't I supposed to be hurt the way he behaved? Or hasn't he bothered to mention that?
Oh, aye, he's told me the whole story. Well, more or less.
I bet he has. And I know which one of us comes out best.
Now, listen, Hilda, does it matter? I mean, all right, so you've had a row, right? But does it matter whose fault it really was? You've been married now, what, 30 years?
33.
Well, all right, it's not the first row you've had in 33 years, and it won't be the last. Some of it will be your fault, some his fault, some both of you. But the most important thing is that you've been together for 33 years. Don't you agree?
What are you suggesting?
Ask him to come home, Hilda.
Well, I'm not pleading, mind. I'm not pleading to that big lummox. How is he? How does he look?
Fine, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's it then.
You're doing the right thing, Stan, lad.
I hope so, for his sake.
What? Be as snug as two bugs in a rug by the morning, him and our Hilda, you see.
Well, thanks for all you've done for me. It's very much appreciated.
We've enjoyed having you, Stan. Been no bother at all, has it, Norman?
None.
Feel free to come again any time, won't you? There'll always be a welcome here for you.
Thanks very much, so. I'll be off.
Ta-ra, Stan.
What are you doing here? Come to see you, haven't I?
Who's this, Stan?
Eddie Yates, colleague and lodger old into one. Come to escort the wanderer back home. You are coming home, aren't you?
He is that.
Your Hilda's got the welcome mat already. One little word of apology and all your troubles are over, mate.
Well, I don't want no flowery speeches, you know. Just, I'm sorry, Chuck, that's all. I don't bear grudges.
No, Stan. No, mate.
No?
I don't think you've got it quite right. You see, she thinks you're going to apologise to her. I mean, that's the message she give you.
Apologise to her? After what she said to me? Not flipping likely. And you can tell her so.
Well said, Stan. Come on, I'll make you a cup of tea.
Thanks, love.
You know what you are, don't you?
I'm beginning to realise